All right, let's take a look at selecting an element by its ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how we can select an element by its ID and sort of what it does in the document object model. And this is going to allow us to grab the entire HTML element or the node and work with it in any way we really need to. So what I'm going to do in here is create an element called box. So number sign box. As soon as I see Emmet abbreviation, I can hit tab and there's going to be a thing in here. That's all it's going to say. And in my script.js, I'm going to go ahead and clear that out so there's nothing in there. And what I can do is refresh this page and it says a thing in here. If I make this bigger, I can right click inspect. Ooh, make that just a touch smaller. So it says a thing in here and we have this box. Now we can go ahead and grab this box. We can say in our console, const box is equal to document dot query. Nope, not query selector. That's a different one. We want get element by ID and then that ID name, which is box. And that ID name just matches this one here. ID is equal to box. ID is equal to box. Let's go ahead and hit enter. It's going to say undefined, but if we type box again, that's going to give us, look at that. It's the entire HTML node. It's exactly what we wrote in VS Code in our editor. Now what's nice about this is we can do something like box.innerText is equal to something new. And it changes it. Changed it up here. Changed it right on our page. We could even do box.innerHTML is equal to something. And then new is bolded / strong. And then it says something new is bolded with new is bolded. And so that's how we get an element by its ID. And that's why if you took HTML 101 or CSS 101, either of my courses there, I talk about IDs and how they're supposed to be unique. What happens if there's two of them on here? This is the second one. Now there's two IDs with box. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. And I'm going to click in here and just hit the up arrow till I get back to this code. Okay. And when I type box again, it gives me a thing in here. What if I didn't want the first one? What if I wanted the second one? How am I going to select that? I can't do it by my ID because there's two of the same ID. And that's why in HTML 101 and CSS 101, I was talking about IDs being completely unique. So make it box and box 2 if you need to. Make it box and box dash other if you need to. Now, just as a recap, we have box is equal to document dot get element by ID. Document is the entire document, like the document object model. Get element by ID, so go through all of the different nodes and find the one with the ID of box. Then, what I want is to use that box to change that inner text is just inner text. And remember, we capitalize the second word, not the first word in JavaScript variables. So box.innerText is equal to something else. Or we could do, if we wanted to add some HTML, we could do box.innerHTML is equal to something underscore else. And that just adds an underscore in there. And that actually changes our document object model as well. We can see box in here. We have added a U element, an underline element. And so that is how we change the inner HTML of an element. That's how we change the inner text of an element. Remember, inner text does not hold HTML. Inner HTML only holds text and HTML as well. But inner text is just text, not HTML. So that's how we get an element by its ID. That's how we change its inner text. That's how we change its inner HTML. What I would like you to do as an experiment is I want you to grab a node. I just called mine box because I don't know. I was going to originally make it a box and didn't. And then use document.getElement by ID and then grab it by its ID. And then do box.innerText is equal to and write some HTML in here and see what happens. Go ahead and give that a shot. And when you are done, we'll head on over to that next lesson where we talk about objects.